Today we've been talking about some very practical aspects of our work, but now I turn to the Bible in a very different kind of context. You've got to have in your mind a beautifully constructed temple, and Jesus predicts it will come down. What an amazing prediction that was. What you see here, the time will come when not one stone will be left on another. Every one of them will be thrown down. And then after he said that, the disciples asked for signs at the end of time. So I read these words from Luke 21, verses 8 through to 13. Watch out that you're not deceived, for many will come in my name claiming I am he, and the time is near. Do not follow them. When you hear of wars and uprisings, do not be frightened. These things must happen first, but then will not come right away. Then he said to them, nation will rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. There will be great earthquakes, famines and pestilences in various places, and fearful events and great signs from heaven. But before all this, they will seize you and persecute you. They will hand you over to synagogues and put you in prison, and you'll be brought before kings and governors, and all on account of my name. And so you will bear testimony to me. Gosh, what a picture. We talk about hope, but that would be very despondent, perhaps, for some hearing it for the first time. We're told that when the end is to come, when that temple is to be brought down, when the things that you believe in, the things that you trust, the things that you have your confidence in are all brought to an end. There'll be false prophets. Well, we live in a world where we understand that, don't we? People who purport to be one thing, but are not. There'll be wars and uprisings. Do you need me to say that that is a sign of the world around us, and it's a sign of the world in which we live in? And then fearful events. Fearful events is somewhat slightly different. There'll be fearful events in terms of earthquakes, famines, pestilences, great signs from heaven. And then the persecution of Christians. And perhaps here we understand it better than anywhere else. It's hard for us sometimes to grasp this, I think, in the world in which we live. But for many Christian people in parts of Africa and Asia, the Christian community is very much a community that has known what it is to be persecuted. And this, I think, is something that we cannot avoid hearing. They'll seize you and persecute you. Of course, this happened in the life of the early church and is certainly happening today. Many people are fleeing borders because of the pressure upon them. And all of this is a way in which the Christian community will bear its witness. I like that verse that rounds off this section. And so you will bear witness to me. You'll bear witness to me by these things and by being those who know what it is to be persecuted. Now, all of this could have been very concerning for the disciples, but there's a familiar turn of phrase that is used in verse 18, beyond the passage that is here, that is powerful. But not a hair on your head will perish. It's actually a very, very interesting turn of a phrase. All these things are going to happen, but you're going to come through those moments. And verse 19, a key verse for me in the whole of this chapter, stand firm and you will win life. Well, we've listened, haven't we, to the story of someone who has shared something from the field of sport, but it's been more than sport. It's about fame. It's about all those things that would come in life that are powerful and significant, that give you status. Standing firm in Christ is what matters in the end. And if we can share our faith by standing firm without rancor or bitterness, it will point to Christ. We need to do that and be able to do it in a real and meaningful way if we're going to be those people who today know what it is to bear the witness and point to Jesus Christ.